racing thoughts, racing mind, on and on. A mantra meditation can be really helpful with that. A breath counting meditation can be really helpful with that. Just find what works for you. It's just so different with everybody. So some people don't even need to concentrate their attention and consciousness or anything. They're just really good at inquiry. They just know how to keep inquiring. They're genuinely curious about their own perceptions. And those kind of people wake up pretty quickly. It's just like, well, why do I think this? Well, why do I believe that? Why, oh my God, I think this way because my mom did this to me when I was a kid, and they just keep inquiring. Why do I have that belief? What does this emotion mean? That kind of just genuine internal curiosity is a very powerful process as well. So like people are just so different. It's hard to really summarize that. But I'm not against it at all. If somebody just has racing thoughts, racing mind, on and on, a mantra meditation can be really helpful with that. A breath counting meditation can be really helpful with that. Just find what works for you, essentially. Until you cultivate some genuine curiosity about the thought itself, or about the way thoughts function. What I find personally is I usually, by working one-on-one with somebody, I can guide them into that sort of quiet space because I can feel into with them how they're getting pushed around by their own thoughts. And it's usually like one thought. And the thought is often, I can't control my thoughts. Oh my God, I can't control my thoughts. And then they feel so agitated. And when I just say, okay, what if you put aside the thought that says I can't control my thoughts? Meaning like you don't have to try to control your thoughts. The mind calms down, So I try to offer that either in videos or just one-on-one to show people like, even if you have a very active mind, it's usually a sort of meta thought that's doing it. That kind of a thing. But yeah, if I were just to offer something from a distance and just give someone something to take onto the mat themselves and do, I would probably suggest either mantra meditation or breath counting. Even in retrospect in my own life, I think what really happened was I touched in enough times, and especially before awakening, it's always like that. You may touch into some very, very deep samadhi or a very quiet mind for a very short time, and then between it's just thoughts. It feels like endless thoughts. If you listen to their story, if you believe their story is going to tell you all there is thoughts all the time. My mind is racing. I can't calm it down. I can't, and like you can buy into that. But the truth is, the stillness is there. There is definitely that oceanic consciousness there. So I find I try to do it through all the videos I make and again, one-on-one, just point them back to that enough times and all of a sudden it just clicks. It'll click more and more and more, or it really clicks. And that's what happened to me. I mean, my mind raced. It was constant barrage of thoughts and self-doubt and analysis. And I mean, it didn't like slowly calm down over 4 years of meditation. It never fucking calmed down. Maybe just while I was meditating a little bit. It wasn't until I really found a way to find that genuine, deep, profound curiosity and probing inquiry into my own mind at the right time. It took a few days, like or a couple weeks or whatever. I mean, so that's why I do what I do. That's why I work very directly with somebody to just dial them in until they start getting to those meta thoughts and go, oh God, can I question the thought that says I'm sitting in a basement? Right? Those are the really powerful, like view forming thoughts that keep that standing wave going. So if there's availability to that kind of pointing, that's the most potent, I think, actually. Just touch them in, get however you need to do that. And so I just try to offer whatever I can, whether I'm doing it, whether I do it through videos, whether I recommend another person. This is why I often recommend a one-on-one with somebody who can do this, because just that interaction, even if you don't do it the way I do it, is very potent for people. And if they just touch in enough times, it just starts on fire. It's very powerful transmission, I think. And for me, it was in a book. The book, he was doing it in the book. He was pointing people back to it again and again and again, Yasutani Roshi. And I was like, finally it was like, oh my God, yeah, it was just bigger and bigger and bigger. And then it just propagated, So if you need a practice to calm the mind, calm the body, great. If you want to do breath counting, mantra, like if somebody's inclined to do that stuff, I will always tell them to do it. But regardless of what they're asking for or what they think the framework is or what they think's happening, I'm always pointing them directly back.